Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us here tonight in our masterclass. This topic for the month of April, we're going over right now the tools of the trade that are essential, different types of equipment and resources that you and I need to have in our tool bag. What makes tonight's masterclass so exciting is we're also going to be sharing you some of the systems that I use, my own custom CRM. We know there's a few programs out there. A lot of people use Service Titan. Some use Jobber. I personally am a guy who uses HubSpot, and we have Salesforce. So these two CRMs that I personally use are because the contracts that we have with our developers, they're more enterprise. They're working on a national level, so they have to streamline this stuff pretty more detailed, and they have their own custom. That's what we were used to when we first started, so we just developed our own using these same platforms, and they're actually amazing. You can handle everything from marketing to social. This is not an ad, by the way. You can do everything from marketing to social to sales, all in one platform, all this different stuff. Pretty cool. But why I'm mentioning that is because we're going to actually give you a little demonstration on exactly what systems look like, what's a CRM, customer relationship manager. But all these different things all work together for you and I. Because what do we typically see as contractors? Typically, this is all we focus on, true or not. We got your tools. Right? Which is your favorite brand? Is it Klein? Is it Ideal? Is it Knipex? Is it Milwaukee? So many different tools out there, and we think this is our bread and butter. We think this is what it's all about. But there's so many different things. Just like programmers out there. There's Stillman, there's Kyle, there's individuals like Humboldt, there's guys like Teal, all working on integration systems. These dudes, badass, drip, 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 walking on a job site with a laptop. I mean, that's new to me. But hey, what I'm trying to say is for every trade specific, whatever industry you're in, whatever aspect of business you're at, there's a set of tools, and it's not just the ones that we think about as electricians. So when you're coming into the trades, you got to understand, hey, what area I'm going to be working in, there may be some tool specific things that you have to learn. And it's not a screwdriver, it's not a pair of linesmen or pliers. So you got to think about that. So this masterclass is super exciting for me personally because the first 3 months we talked about basically the mindset you need to have as you are becoming a contractor. Because we learned right off the bat that 50% of contractors that you and I know, so think of a room of 10 individuals, 5 of them are going to close down in business within the first 5 years. Why? Because of what we are going to learn tonight. And it all has to do with your mindset. It all has to do with what are you willing to do to put yourself and give yourself the right tools and resources to keep your business operating the way it needs to operate for longevity. And we're going to see as contractors why those tools aren't going to help you as much as the tools that you're going to learn tonight. So single-handedly, if you're thinking about contracting, if you're thinking about, hey, it's getting kind of tough, I don't know how to schedule, I don't know how to juggle all these jobs that are coming in, I'm feeling overwhelmed, tonight's the live for you because we're showing you the tools that you need to build your business as a contractor and has nothing to do with what's in your tool bag. So I can't wait to share that with you guys tonight. But all in all, once again, as a recap, April, tools of the trade, the essential equipment and resources that you guys need as contractors who want to make it past the 5-year mark. You don't want to be a statistic, guys. You don't want to be that guy where you're reading about 50% of contractors. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the other half, all right? So tonight is going to be a very exciting live. Can't wait to have you guys jump on. I don't have the camera pointed at me. It's filming right now, the board. But at any point, if you guys got questions, comments, concerns, feel free to message down below. At the end of tonight's live, we're going to flip it around. Once again, if you guys are part of the BULD Association, the BULD Association is going to have tonight's class recorded for you. You're going to have your own personal workbook that we're going to go over tonight. If you're not a part of the BULD Association, you got to do your screenshots. Screenshot us, tag us. We might send you a free copy. But tonight on the BULD Association, you're going to have that workbook. You're going to also have your lesson plan. So once again, we know some things came up on Saturday. We're going to have the one-on-ones with you guys. But today, you're going to get the lesson plan. You're also going to get the workbook. And you're going to have tonight's video on repeat for you guys just on the BULD Association. For everybody else, welcome. This is a little sneak peek for you guys to get to see what is actually cooking behind the scenes. So once again, here's our graphic for the month. We're now going to jump into tonight's lesson plan. What I love about the BULD Association and our workbooks is we put so much time, energy, and effort into developing these workbooks just for you guys. Because we also learned that, hey, as contractors, we're not made to just sit down in a classroom and just listen and take notes. We want to make things physical. We like to work with our hands. We like things visual. We like to see where we're going to go. That's why our workbooks, we put so much effort. People want to say, hey, we're just slapping a logo on stuff. This is all hand built. Nobody else has these workbooks. This is just ours, baby. And I could take that as a sign of pride, because the fact that these are so unique, people have to comment on them. But if you guys are part of the BULD Association, this is all for you. Download, print them, work it. Show it to your guys at the trade. Show it to your guys at your safety meeting. Show it to your guys in the office. This is the workbook you guys need for you guys who are growing as contractors. We talked to a few of our members like Guillermo, Mape, and Steven from Heritage Electric. 3 of our members right off the bat love the character chart, love the different PDFs that we have. They print it out, share it with their teams. They print it out and they're hanging up in their office, because these are points that no one's talking about when it comes to contracting. Once again, if you're the group who wants to be part of the 50% who stay in business after 5 years, tonight's the class for you. So tonight, April's workbook. So we're going to jump into the freight lesson. So as we go through the BULD Association, we have our structure broken down into 4 parts. The 15-minute, 45, 15, 45. The reason why we do it in 15-minute segments at 45 is so we get time to relax, decompress, break things down so we can really understand what we're learning and then apply it. So for the first 15 minutes, what we're talking about is our book recommendation for the month. Of course, we're never going to tell anybody you have to read a book, but we recommend if you want the full value out of everything, you have to know what you're putting in your mind. I don't trust what comes out your mouth if I don't know what you're putting into your head. So if you are going to ask questions, if you are going to engage, I want to make sure that we're working with the right individuals. How do we know that? It's by what you're feeding yourself. So for the book recommendation for the month, highly recommend for each and every one of you guys. We're going to get into it after we talk about our core theme. So as contractors, we want to make sure that we understand that mastering the tools, the systems, and operational mindset that allows contractors to scale beyond just skilled labor into leadership and structural growth. If you focus on just one aspect of the 3 pillars, we know which are hard skills, soft, and self-development. If you only focus on tools, you're going to end up closing down business, I promise you. Those next 30 years are going to be hell. And if you don't close down, that's what your next 30 years is going to look like. The same day in, day out grind, looking for new work, not knowing how to juggle. The famous line, same shit, different day, because you ain't have no joy in what you do. Because this is what's definitely going to separate you from the rest of your competition. Remember, the mindset, operational mindset, that's self-development here. But you're learning your systems here, down here, soft skills. If you focus on all 3 of these aspects all together, you are going to be a successful contractor. I'm telling you right now, the reason why I say this so passionately, the reason why I speak so passionately about everything that I'm doing is because I'm seeing the rewards of what's coming from what I'm doing day in and day out. You can hate me all you want. I'm telling you the truth. It's at the point where if I say the sky is blue, y'all are just going to fight me no matter what. I'm telling you right now, these are the 3 aspects. You see the benefits instantly. We were having a call today with one of our members, and we were talking about how, just like the character chart, how we mentioned, you can always get better. The same thing when it applies to business practices. Yes, it won't happen overnight, but you will see benefits, you'll see changes in your business overnight. It won't be completely fixed, but the way you operate, the way you structure your business, the way you communicate, you will eventually see overnight the benefits of having a proper conversation with an employee, having a proper conversation with a GC or builder that you're working for, or having a contractor with an irate customer. If you handle it properly, document everything, and work to get better every single day, every single conversation, every single job you take on, you're going to see a difference night and day. And you don't have to be in business 30 years to know that's true. You can be in business just like myself, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or starting 2, 3 years and applying these principles, and you're going to see the fruits of your labor. You don't have to go through the muck. You don't have to go through the grind. You don't have to learn the hard way. There's multiple ways of learning. And guess what? We see too many people go through the muck and they don't come out of it. We see too many people go through the muck and then they have to close down shop. Is that karma? No, it's just the way business is. All right, if it's a statistic that 50% of us are going to close down because we're not focusing on systems, operations, mindset, that's a statistic. Now it's your choice. Once again, we said from the beginning, success is different for everybody. What is your success? If you think these don't matter, I want to see how long you stay in business. We're already seeing that. So with that in mind, let's get to our next point. So remember, with the core theme, master tools, system, mindset for operational growth. Guys, appreciate you guys. So now let's jump into next part. This is where I talk about our first 15 minutes usually goes into our book recommendation for the month. What the book's about, how it applies to contractors, how it's going to apply to us directly in our business on this month's topic. And no other book do I recommend rather than the E-Myth. We have the myth of a contractor. If you guys have not read this book yet, by Michael Gerber, highly recommend it. I'm going to leave this up here for a second, just so you guys can take a screenshot. If you guys are not part of the build, take a screenshot of this. This is literally the book that puts everything into perspective about what contracting is. It breaks down contracting into the 3 pillars that I've been telling you guys from the beginning. Hard skills, soft skills, self-development. You have to understand everything your business operates is going to be affecting one of those pillars. And you have to figure out what the problem is, what the solution is, and then you're going to be all right. And then you got to keep doing that every single day throughout your business. And it's so simple once you bring it down. Is it a hard skill problem? Is it an installation? Is it an inspection? Hard skill. Is it a customer irate? Customers having issues? There's no clear communication. No invoices sent on time, that's a soft skill. Where's the company going? Are we going to make enough money at the end of the day? Are we doing more work or less work? Are we going to lose our job? Self-development, leadership qualities. These are all different things that you have to apply in your business so that everyone understands. And Michael Gerber breaks it down right here in the E-Myth Contractor. So with that in mind, for the month of April, if you guys are going to be jumping into the BULD Masterclass, read that book. Basically, it teaches you the technician trap, which is why most tradespeople get stuck in doing work rather than the 3 roles that are needed for you to grow your business. You need to have a technician mindset, the manager mindset, but an entrepreneur mindset. Technician, hard skills. The manager, soft skills. Managers don't get their hands dirty, right? And then the entrepreneur, self-development, the leader of the company. You break it down into these 3 topics, that's going to show you how systems is going to liberate you from all this different stuff that we see in the world today, all the problems so many people are facing as a contractor themselves. So, discussion prompt. What role are you spending most of your time in, and how is that affecting your growth? That's a question for you guys. If you guys are just jumping on to the BULD National, or if you guys are listening on Instagram or YouTube, I want to know from you guys, what role in your business are you playing the most in? Is it in the field? Is it too much time in the office? Or are you thinking about self-development? Because it's just like anything else. What you water too much can actually drown. You can actually drown by drinking water. So I want to know, what role are you playing in your business? And is it too much or too little? Or are you just right? You know, it's like Goldilocks. Is that Goldilocks with the 3 bears? Which is the one with the porridge? Is it Goldilocks? I think so. Too hot, too cold, or just right? All I know about you. What roles are you playing in your business? Is it just right? Is it too hot, too cold? Are you too much in the field? Are you too much in the office? Let me know your comments down below. So, next we get into our main lesson. Tools beyond the belt. we're going to be talking about the tools that you need as a contractor that are not in your tool bag. And this goes down to systems, this goes down to CRMs, this goes down to the different managing softwares that you guys are all using. Once again, we mentioned a lot of people use HubSpot, a lot of people use Jobber, a lot of people use Service Titan, Sales, Pulse, all these different programs are out there. But whatever you have, how are we going to apply that into our team? Because as part of contractors, you have to make sure you're going to be training your team. And we can do that in different ways. Trade toolkits and vendors strategies. So all these different things are going to help us with our employees, training them, or with our vendors. So what are some of these things that we're going to start jumping into? We're going to jump into what are CRMs, what are operational systems, and then our discussion, we're going to talk about each one of these and break it down. But let's get into our introduction to CRMs. Does everybody know what CRM stand for? Customer or client relationship management. So basically, what is that saying? It's recognizing that us as contractors or businesses as a whole have a hard time talking to, nurturing the clients that we're working with. There's just so much in a day-to-day, and we have so much work to do, and we understand we may have multiple projects, and we don't want to risk that relationship because of something that we miss. And what do we see typically as contractors? We have so many people who are working 8-hour days. You guys are working hard. I'm never taking that away from you guys. You guys work hard, but is it possible we focus all our time and energy into the wrong things? We see a whole bunch of you guys miss out on your families. We see a whole bunch of you guys miss out on the things that have to get done at the business, or you're staying up till middle of the night. Hey, yes, at some point that is part of business if you allow it to. But at sometimes you want to grow, and sometimes you can hire something or you can delegate someone to do that task. That's absolutely true. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Then you do you. But once again, for the ones who want to effectively grow their business, stay efficient, and have that nurturing quality, you're either going to hire someone to do all your admin stuff, or you're going to heavily rely on the different CRMs that are out there. Because I argue, if you have the office team, if you have the office managers, they are there to do the customer relationship. You understand? To nurture, to call. Hey, this is the time we're going to show up. Hey, this is the time what we're expecting to complete the job. Hey, this is the end recap photos. Hey, here's the invoice. The reason why we're using Jobber, HubSpot, all these different programs is so we can effectively communicate the right way with our end result, with our end customer, with our end prospect. But what happens if you have the team to do that? You don't need these CRMs. Once again, if you look at companies like Jobber, Service Titan, these are for companies who want to streamline, especially if they're self-employed style. If they're 1 or 2 man shops, they don't have the luxury to have an office staff to handle all their paperwork. You understand? So these CRMs are actually helping you to have that communication. Click, I'm going to the job site. Click, the job is done. Click, here's the photo of the completed work. Click, here's the invoice. That's fine, not knocking it. Those are different tools that we all have, especially at the different stages that we're at. But if you're one of the few who don't want to just be a solopreneur, want to work for themselves, you can look to an office manager and they're handling all that communication for you guys. Something to just keep in mind. So how about Jobber, HubSpot, Service Titan? These are all servicing people with different size companies. Once again, depending on your need, you're going to have a different software to help you where you want to go. CRMs are not just about leads. They manage your entire business flow. They show you the structure. They say when somebody comes in, for example, we use HubSpot. With HubSpot, I have my funnels. I basically get to see, hey, if on Monday I talked to a customer and Friday they paid, they break it down into steps. How many calls did I have with him? How many times did I show him the price? How many emails did we have back and forth? And we come down to an average. I need to touch a customer, touch in the sense of have to make 3 points of contact. An email, a phone call, a one-on-one Zoom link leads to a sale. That's what CRMs are going to help you. It's going to show you the entire workflows. But at the same time, whenever someone buys something, whenever time someone schedules something, then it says and follows up with questions, you know, how to nurture, how to send a follow-up email, how to say, hey, in 6 months, I can't wait to see you again. All that different types of stuff is all incorporated into the different types of CRMs that you're using. I want to hear from you guys. How many of you guys are contractors and what type of CRM are you using? Is it Jobber versus HubSpot? Is it Jobber versus Service Titan? Is it Jobber versus Field Pulse? Is it Pulse versus Salesforce? I want to hear from you. Which programs have you used? Which programs do you actually recommend? I would love to have them on the channel to actually hear what they have to offer. At the same time, see different techniques, different aspects of each program, because everyone's going to cater to a different business. And I want to know from your guys' experience, if you guys been using any other platform or these platforms that we mentioned below, please let us know. I would love to hear from you and your experience. So that is all what a CRM is. But the CRM is only going to work as good as the systems you have that are developed. But what are systems? We know we mentioned SOPs a few times with you guys, and people still don't think the value of it. And then we see the end result. Where are they? Who knows now? But all we have to recognize is the value of systems, standard operating procedures. What are they? Using SOPs to document workflows. Remember, SOPs are a documented, repeated structure, a repeated process that you guys do day in and day out. Basically, it's clockwork. You do this every day, make a system for it. Why? Because now it's documented and you can use that to train someone, or when someone new comes in, they know what to do and follow suit. So those are some things to keep in mind. Creating repeatable processes for admin, for crews, and field tasks. Systems apply to everybody. I told you in my personal life, I have systems for my health. I have systems for my workout routines. I have systems for what I do at work, off work. Every aspect of my life, I've developed systems because, once again, I'm proud to see the benefits of what systems can do. It's a lot of work, but if you put the system in play, all you got to do is ride it now. You just follow it. Guess what? It takes a lot of the guessing work out. Some people could say it's boring. Sounds good. I'm cool with being boring. I'm cool with keeping my business alive. Guess what? Boring's cool for me. If you guys want to now go crazy and have the risk and go through the roller coasters of emotion, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I already almost went bankrupt 2 times. I'm done with that stuff. Right now, I want steady growth. Steady, predictable growth, and that's going to come from systems. That's going to come from being efficient. That's going to come from taking out all the pain that you already experienced, putting into a book and saying, cool, I messed up on this. Not going to happen again. I messed up on this. That doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect. That means, hey, if something happens or if I run into another situation, trust me, I'm going to write it. Hold up. We just had another class. Right before this call, I was taking another call with another contractor. 84 pages, my book is. And we update this stuff all the time. This is my systems book for my electrical contracting business. It literally gives me my hours, the times, the schedule, daily check-ins, confirmed job details, all the way to a handbook, how to use this book, instructions. It goes down to everything. I don't know, procedures on checking on if a house has a dog, when to start a commercial job, handling, scope of work, expenditures, how to invoice or reimbursement, warnings, label, follow-ups, all, you name it. Whatever it comes to contracting, it's in this book that I developed for my own company, Energize Us. Once again, if you're part of the BULD Association, you know you have my whole workbook of systems in the app. Feel free to download it, review it, tailor it to your liking. Tailor it to whatever works for you guys. But integrating communication tools such as Slack, WhatsApp, Zapier, automation. A lot of people use MailChimp. There's other CRMs out there for constant contact. All for these CRMs to constantly keep in communication with not only your team, but once again, goes back to your CRMs up here to your customers. All these people need to be communicated with. All these people need a structure. All these people need to be nurtured, walk through the process. If you don't do that, you're going to have some more problems. Once again, SOPs, and then when you have those SOPs, you delegate to the individuals. All of this is valuable. All of this is going to separate you from the other 50%. I'm telling you, night and day. It won't help you day to day. It won't help you overnight. But day to day, the more you start applying this and attack one thing at a time, you're going to see how it's going to change your business. There's a reason why, and arguably, we're not saying this, I can hold my own, or businesses can hold their own 5, 6, 7 years in business with individuals who've been around for 20 to 30 years because they've been doing it wrong or not to their full potential for the last 20 to 30 years. And I'll tell you that to your face. I'm not afraid of saying that. But I'm also the type who's saying, I'm going to put myself in the scenarios where I can learn this stuff, apply it, and guess what? You're going to see the fruitage grow. If you're eating junk food all the time, are you going to ever lose weight? No. Can you say, oh, I'm working really hard and I'm going to burn what I eat? Yes. But at the same time, if someone who's now working just as hard and is working on a diet, he's going to see results quicker. True or not? You don't have to just say, I've been doing this for 20 to 30 years. Look at me. I should be getting all the attention. No, he's putting in just the same amount of work as you. At the end of the day, we're all business owners. At the end of the day, we should all treat everybody with respect. At the end of the day, depending on what you define as business and success and your family life and your work life, whatever it is for you, that is what your main foundation should be in. That's your true north. Then you apply the principles of business into your liking. Then it's tailored to you. But at the core of it, you need to know what your business is going to do. At the core of it, you have to understand these are business principles. Then you tailor it to the end person. You understand? Me and Joe Schmo is going to be two different people, two different companies, two different goals. But the principle of showing up on time applies to both of us. That's what we're teaching you here with systems, with CRMs, with different resources and tools that you need that are completely out of your tool bag. Remember, we're not talking about clients. We're not talking about Milwaukee's. We're not talking about ideas. We're talking about the tools that you're going to need in your contracting business that don't belong in a tool bag. Just like what we mentioned before, we have individuals working in integration, smart homes, bringing up laptops to a job site. But guess what? They're killing it. It's the right tool for the job. And those are the things that we're trying to teach you guys here. So with that in mind, I want to hear from you guys. Once again, I'm going to start flipping the camera around. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who joined us with our masterclass tonight. I want to leave you with one last point to take home. If your tools are still in your hand, I'm arguing with you. I'm arguably saying that you don't have a job. You are still babysitting. You're babysitting a position. You're babysitting a job because the second you run out of work, now you're scrambling. Now, if you have systems and CRMs and a process to allow you to stay in the field while everything runs on its own, and then you have nothing to worry about, good on you. I'm proud of you. You're one of the few. You're a unicorn. But for the most part, a lot of us get stuck in, I want to work hard, I want to work hard, I want to work hard. And that's true. You're working hard. But what if I'm telling you you're working hard on the wrong thing? That's not going to lead you to longevity. It's not going to lead you to take full advantage of what you do. Now, if you want to have that burger, if you want to have a sip of that cola, if you want to do this, if you want to do, that's fine. But are you taking full advantage? And that's something that we can all ask each other. So at the end of this, I want to hear from you guys. What are the systems that are you using? We mentioned before that there are a whole bunch of different CRMs. I want to hear from you guys. What is one system that's broken or missing in your business that you want to apply in the next 30 days? Write it down. What's the biggest pain point that you have in your CRM? Or maybe you don't even have a CRM. I want to hear from it. What tools or apps save you time and money? Because we think it's all about how much faster we can work, how much harder, how much of a better electrician you are than somebody else, when that has nothing to do with it. What time, tools, and apps have you used to help you make more money or save you time, which also compensates to money in business? I want to hear your thoughts, guys. But all in all, I hope you all are doing well. Happy Friday. Today's Tuesday. So happy Tuesday, guys, and I appreciate you joining us for our masterclass for this month of April.